I think you had something you want to share with the people around the goofy gun grabbers, right?
Yeah,
I think
let's go
this is your
ahead
time
and
to shine.
yeah, let's go ahead and throw up that old goofy gun grabber there. This one I thought was rather interesting. So, Canada. I love our neighbors to the north, and I know we have quite a few Canadian viewers, but I really feel bad for
They're
what's
really good people, by the
they
way.
are.
Really good
And
people.
they have a strong gun culture up there. They just don't have a Second Amendment. And then they have a Marxist
Mhm.
running the show that they keep electing for some
Yeah.
reason. And I know a lot of people don't like that up there, but they're going through this whole thing, which I saw in the news unrelated to this, that now potentially you can be thrown in prison for the rest of your life because you say something that might be taken as offensive on social media.
Right.
Wrap your heads
Yeah.
around that one, folks. Even Stalin. I mean, it's like Trudeau is like took a look at Stalin's work and is like,
Hold
hold
my
my
beer.
beer, hold my Rainier beer. Here we go.
Hold
Uh,
my beer, eh?
yeah,
Ugh.
right. So anyway, so this post I thought was rather interesting, and this is pointing out an article that comes from the
Mhm.
great North country of Canada. I mispronounced it
Mhm.
on purpose. Beat me up too bad in the comment section. Toronto police advise the public to reduce the risk of home invasions aimed at car theft by placing their key fobs near the front door. This strategy is suggested because culprits are primarily entering homes to access cars, not to steal other items. So
Oh.
basically, what the Toronto police are saying: be careful what you say on Twitter because we'll put you in prison for the rest of your life. Oh, and by the way, when
Mhm.
people come bashing in your front door to steal your valuables, just pile them up by the front door with a little sign that
It's
says
easy.
"Take what you want. I'm in the back room, hiding
Yeah.
safely under my bed, calling 911. But all my valuables
Yeah.
are right here. Here's a glass of milk and some cookies, and be on your way." Or you could do it the American way: shoot them in the face and just have call the corner and meat wagon to come and pick up the dead criminal and move on. Take your pick. I like the American way. How about you?
This coming in from the
Oh,
this
HR
coming in from
department
the
again.
HR department. We're working overtime on this episode for Tim. But when he says shoot them in the face, he means with a water gun or with emotional love, or take that how you
Airsoft.
will.
Yeah, I don't want to do any permanent damage.
No, no,
Milsim.
no, no.
All
Turns out
milsim.
we looked at that. We looked at that underneath the criteria, and turns out that's still a little too far. We're gonna go with water guns and emotional puppies. So that's a statement. Yeah, no, I love this, Tim. I love it's so genius. It's so good. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me when we were dealing with the whole burn every city down because we're really, really upset about something. And the big talking point was pretty much summed up on the media by who says a protest has to be peaceful, and those companies have insurance. It's perfectly fine. Destroy everything.
Right.
It's this mentality of there are no consequences for anything, so you might as well just enable the criminals because they're gonna criminal anyway. So you
Right.
might as well make it easy. That way, insurance will be fine. We can get more stuff, and they kind of ignore the principle of you just don't do it. Um, but to your point, in America, nah,
Yeah, it depends on
no,
the
I'm good. I'm
state. I
good.
mean, but so many states have castle doctrine laws, which literally they come through that threshold. Deadly force is now justified in many states.
Emotional
Right.
puppy attacks.
Right.
Yes,
And so and most states don't have a law requiring you to retreat. If an intruder breaks into your home looking for your car keys, well, they forfeit their life potentially because now they've entered your home. And many states
domicile.
will
Yeah,
allow homeowners the right to self-defense in those situations, and no charges can even be brought in many states like my own.
right.
And so, and that's the way it should be. This just incentivizes criminal behavior. This is
Correct.
basically saying, "Hey, come on in, take what you want." And this is the exact same stuff trickling into American politics in American big cities,
Yes.
which is why we see our crime rates going through the roof. And why you see stores literally putting toothpicks behind plexiglass because they're stealing everything under the sun because nobody's going to get arrested for it
Correct.
because of mindless stupidity like this going on in Canada.
Correct. And this is a really good one. It brings up a lot of things that kind of tie these pieces together, all these little threads. You remember, I'm not sure if you paid attention to it, but in Florida, particularly, Moms Demand Action has made a tremendously massive push against castle doctrine and stand your ground laws. Like that's
Of
been one of
course.
like in Florida, that's all they hit. They don't hit anything else.
Yeah.
They hate the constitutional carry, of course, but they really go against the castle doctrine or stand your ground because they look at it as no excuse shootings, right? That's their whole mantra. So when you look at that And you say, well, yeah, they're just coming for your things. There's no reason to harm anyone. Well, you don't know that. What if they're coming to harm you? Like what? Like what is the rule here? Does the criminal have to say, hey, I'm just here for the car, so
Yeah.
we're on a stage 3 DEFCON 2, so don't worry. But then when they're coming from malintent, they go, no, I'm coming to actually abduct your children and kill you,
Yeah.
so now you can shoot me.
Right.
And it's so stupid. And in Toronto, this kind of highlights the point. I mean, they're coming for your car anyway. Granted, it's probably one of the biggest investments that you have. So why don't you just go ahead and put the key fobs near the front door? Because they're just coming. They don't want anything else. They just want the car.
Just make sure you pay your insurance and leave the keys by the front door.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
But
Make sure
if I'm
that
not
insurance is up to date.
mistaken, hold on. If I'm not mistaken, if I
Okay.
were to leave my car parked in downtown Chicago with the key in it or easily accessible, like sitting on the roof of the car, I don't believe my insurance would cover the theft of that vehicle. I think they would blame me for that one. So in this case, if by leaving the
Right.
keys by the front door, saying "come on in, just take what you want," does insurance cover that? I guess that's a topic for another day.
That is a topic for another thing. Maybe we should get an actuary in here and dive into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this speaks to something. I think this speaks to something massive around. They want you to enable criminals, and they want you to make yourself as easily a victim as possible in case they make you a victim, right? So you're preparing to fail versus preparing to succeed, and they are telling you actively that that's the solution. You're going to be victimized, so you might as well just make it easy for them, so you're less
Yeah,
victimized.
just don't fight back.
It's a
It'll go much
finality
easier for you.
to
Yeah.
it. Correct. It's going to happen.
Just-
So you
just
might
let
as
it
well
happen.
just acquiesce and bend over and tie your shoes.
Yep.
So
On that
see what I did
note,
there with the shoes.
yes.
Yeah, with the shoes. That was a good
All right.
tie-in. That was from the HR department
Yeah,
too.
all right. On that, HR's been busy today. All right, folks. On that
We have.
note, thank you for watching Second Legacy, and we'll talk to you guys soon.